New today, former Seattle Seahawk Richard Sherman sits in a King County jail at this hour, accused of driving into a construction zone on Highway 520 and crashing his car.
A short time before, police say his wife called 911 from their home in Maple Valley.
We have live team coverage. Q13 sports director Aaron Levine is tracking the story from the newsroom for us.
But first, let's go to Q13 News reporter Steve Kiggins with more on what happened live from Redmond. Steve?
Yeah, I tell you what, this is a wild story. It spanned multiple scenes, beginning late last night, lasting all the way through early this morning, and we've been receiving new information all day long. We just, a few moments ago, got our hands on some 911 calls where Richard Sherman's wife called into 911, and you can hear the desperation in her voice.
911, what are you reporting?
I need officers to my house now. My husband is drunk and belligerent.
Now, that wasn't the first call to 911 asking for help. Another one was made that spurred multiple officers from Redmond Police and the State Patrol to respond to Sherman's in-laws' home near Lake Sammamish. Police described Sherman's demeanor as up and down, and they allege Sherman ultimately became uncooperative. And in order to get him into custody, police say it took several police officers, and it ended with a Redmond officer and a state trooper being injured minorly, and so was Richard Sherman.
At the point in time, Mr. Sherman was advised that he was going to be placed under arrest. He attempted to walk away from the officers and at a point accelerated his pace. At the point in time that the officers made physical contact with him, he resisted. An altercation occurred, and then subsequently a canine was deployed to gain or to assist in gaining compliance and taking him into custody.
Hours earlier, police say somehow Sherman drove his car into a construction zone on SR 520. A construction worker reported it to police, saying the vehicle had struck a barrier and then left. Officers weren't able to catch up to the suspect, and it doesn't appear police knew it was Sherman at the time. But later, when police found Sherman's car abandoned, they double-checked and verified it was his. It had significant damage, and it was clearly no longer drivable. It's a wild story with a high-profile person at the heart of it all. Bottom line, investigators insist Sherman isn't getting any special treatment.
This arrest, from our perspective, and I think safe to say from Redmond's perspective, is being treated no differently because of the high-profile nature of the involvement. There will be no expediting of the blood results because of his status. The process will play out as it does for everybody else.
So depending on what the State Patrol discovers from that blood draw, Sherman could end up facing even more charges than he already is. We also spoke with Sherman's mother-in-law over at the house in Redmond. She tells us this is all overblown, a total misunderstanding. She insisted her family loves Richard and he's welcome in their home anytime. We're live in Redmond tonight. Steve Kiggins, Q13 News.